Hello, this is Doris Sander, and I have a little bit of a different style video for you today. Normally I do paper crafting and planning type videos, and this one does relate to my planner. It's just a little more tangible way of goal setting and planning. So this month it's January, and I like to set goals in January for the year, and kind of helps get back on track and motivates me, and make sure I get a few things done during the year. So one of the things that I planned or goal set for was my son. He's 12 and he needs to learn how to be motivated just like we all do. So this is a little video on some of the things that I came up with that we could work on this year, and ways that goal setting and planning would work for a 12-year-old boy. Not to say that this wouldn't work for, anybody else either, but it is geared toward my 12-year-old boy. So, I've done this before, but this is a weekly chore list for him. And I love this paper pad. I got it a couple months ago from Coco Daisy, and I'm pretty sure that it's still available. It's just a craft sheet with the little check boxes. Here you go. And the to-do at the top. But I thought it was really perfect for a boy. It looks very, like a boy wouldn't think it was girly. So I'm using this, and what I do is I put the start date on the top. So this one was for the first week of January, and I start it on the Monday. And I give him a daily task to complete. So these things more or less need to be done on the day that they're assigned. Because dishes and the cat box, things like that, the floors, need to be done on a somewhat regular basis, daily basis actually, or every other day, depends on what it is. But anyway, these first 5 are things that should be done on the day they're assigned. And then I also give him 5 more tasks for the weekend, and these can be done any day during the week. They just need to be finished by the end of the day on Sunday. So this is very helpful to me, and he needs, money now too, so I'm giving him an allowance for completing this. So I give him $10 a week, and I think that's fine for a 12-year-old. And it's real easy. It's a real easy system because I don't always keep cash with me, so I don't always have the $10 to give him when he finishes. But he can just keep these sheets, and when I get the money and give it to him, or when we're out and he spends it, he can just give me the sheet, and I can tear it up and throw it away, and then I know that that week has been paid for. So this is this week, and you can see, like, I haven't paid for last week, and then this week you can see it's Sunday and he needs to get his button gear. But anyway, I love this tablet, and I will put the link below on where I found it, and this is his weekly chore chart. Then I got this little planner at the Dollar General for, it was originally $1. I might have gotten it on clearance for 50 cents because I didn't get it, in December. I got it, like the second week of January, so it may have been on clearance actually. And I had this pen clip from an old Coco Daisy kit, and I bought this multicolored pen at Staples, and this isn't really working for us because he's a 12-year-old boy and his attention to detail is not that great, at least unless it's in a video game. But this is not a video game. Anyway, I'm joking, not really. I had intended for him to write, well, this is for 2 things. He's at that age where he needs to take care of his personal hygiene And he, that's not as, something that he's aware of, because like I said, his attention to detail is not real great, but he really needs to keep his face clean. And we're struggling with that. Last year we struggled with deodorant, I'm not gonna lie. Also, exercise. I need to make sure that he exercises regularly, and that's just, it's hard to remember to make him do it. So what I did was I wrote a list in the back of things he could do to keep his face clean, and I wrote a letter for each one. So, Stridex pads, face scrub, yada yada. I wrote the list. And also, he is responsible for getting 30 minutes of exercise a day, either PE class or on the treadmill, or walking outside or whatever. 30 minutes a day. And PE doesn't happen every day. Obviously, he doesn't go to PE on the weekends, but at school, his PE is every other day. So some weeks he goes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and some weeks Tuesday, Thursday. So anyway, this is our first week, and I had intended for him to do his exercise in red and his face in blue or black, and he's not really remembering that very well. He's trying, but anyway, it's not a big deal. He can write it all in whatever color, as long as he does it. So you can see he's putting his letter for his face ideas, and he got 30 minutes on the treadmill Monday. He did not on Tuesday. He missed a day. He got PE Wednesday, 30 minutes Thursday, PE Friday, and he got 60 minutes yesterday to make up for missing Tuesday, so he still needs to do his Sunday. So this is just really good for both of us, because it's a visual reminder, and he's actually doing a pretty good job of remembering he needs to do things and being, conscious and responsible of that. So, visual reminders are just great for kids. I want him to write a letter. I want to write more physical letters to mail out. So I thought that it would be good for him to write one a month too. So for January, we're going to write thank you cards, because he got a few nice presents at Christmas that were not from Santa Claus. So we're going to mail some thank you cards here shortly, and we have a birthday card. But, he has a lot of cousins in Florida that he doesn't get to see on their birthday, so we're going to write to them on their birthdays. And, his grandma and grandpa live in Florida, and we go down there 3 times a year, but I think they would enjoy getting a card from him. So we're going to make an effort to send out a card a month at least. So that's another goal for this year. And then I decided, we used to read together, and I wanted to get back into that. So I decided we're going to read a book a month together. And at first I kind of had planned on just the two of us reading the same book, but I took him to Books A Million to pick out a book, the first book. Originally he mentioned maybe Harry Potter, but we had already read the first 4 of those when he was younger, and I stopped at the 4th one when he was, I think, 9, because I just felt like they were getting too dark for the age he was. But I think now he's plenty old enough to handle them, but he doesn't think that he'll remember the plot, since it was 3 years ago that we read them. So we're going to watch the first 4 movies and then start reading number 5 together. So we went to Books A Million to pick out a book to read, and this one was on the display right as we walked into the door, and it caught his eye immediately, and he kind of wanted to read it, but he was like, I swear he said this, will it ruin the movie for me if I read the book? And right then and there I knew that this was a good decision for us to read books this year. I thought that was funny. So anyway, I said no, it will not ruin the movie. It will make it better. So we ended up getting this one, and he wanted me to read it to him, which was great. I mean, it's been really sweet. We've been reading it in the evenings, and you know, it's just nice, something to do together. So we're on track. I think we'll finish by the end of the month, and so far it's been great. I had read Rick Yancey's The Monstrumologist, the first one in that series, last year, I think, and enjoyed it. So I didn't realize it was the same author, but it's a really good book. There have just been a few things that I've skipped, like there's a paragraph about, it's a post-apocalyptic book. I mean, that's pretty obvious from the picture. But there's a paragraph about a tampon shortage, and, you know, I didn't feel like reading that aloud to my 12-year-old. And then there was one about they didn't actually have sex, but they were discussing post-apocalyptic sex. And I was like, yeah, I'm not ready for that either. But anyway, we skipped those. But that's the beauty of reading it to him. I can do that. And there's quite a few. Like, the girl is pretty, you know, tough. She has to be. She swears a lot, and I don't mind swear words as long as it's not the F-bomb. But she says something else I didn't like. I don't know, but I skipped a few things. But it's a really great book so far. Enjoying it a lot. So, a book a month, and then I want him to be conscious of his Boy Scout rank and things like that. Because, you know, in Cub Scouts, the parents kind of do everything. But in Boy Scouts, the boys need to take over. So I want to, you know, train him to be aware of rank and badges and things that he needs to do. So this is his Boy Scout book, and in the back are his rank requirements that he needs to work on. So we went through those and made a list of what he needs to do for the badges and ranks that he's working on right now. So that's something, and we just keep his little paper pad in here. So that is working. And then the last thing was I'm trying to be aware of my spending this year, do better with saving. And so one thing, it's just a small thing, but I noticed, like, I'm a Coke addict, and when the two of us buy, like, he doesn't need Coke and I don't either, but I'm not gonna, like, go cold turkey or anything. And he's actually pretty good about not drinking it. But I noticed, like, if we go out to eat at restaurants, if you both buy a drink, that adds $4 or $5 to your bill. And, you know, if you go out once a week, that's $20 a month. And if you go out twice a week, that's $40 a month. I mean, it's just kind of crazy how fast money flies away. So we are, like I said, I don't want to say we're never going to buy Coke when we go to a restaurant, but I made these little jars, one for him and one for me, and every time we do drink a Coke at a restaurant, we're going to put $2 in the jar. And, you know, we'll save that up, and, you know, if we go on vacation or whatever, we can use it there. But Gabriel says that he is not going to put any money in his jar. I'm not making that commitment. But it's just a way to be physically, you know, aware of what you're doing. So those are my ideas for motivating a 12-year-old boy and, you know, getting him to be aware of those kinds of things in life. And that's it, a quickie, sort of. And I will link this notepad in the book. And I will chat with you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.